Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Alicia. I'm your typical southern chick. I love music, wrestling, and everything in between, also as well as beauty and fashion, hence why I made the channel. So the look that I'm teaching you guys today is just something super quick, super simple, and also very sexy if you have a date to go out on. What I'm going to start off with is this Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I bought it at Sephora and I couldn't tell you how much it cost. But if you've ever been to Sephora, you know it's pricey. And so right now I'm rubbing it into my hands, and also I wash my hands as well before I start it. And I moisturized. Now I'm putting it all over my face. Yeah, nice, sticky, ready to go. So now I'm going to do my brows. And the brow pencil that I'm using is by Kiss. Yeah, it's by Ruby Kisses. It's their Go Brow eyebrow pencil. And so what I like to do is, of course, brush the eyebrow hairs up. So how's everybody doing in regards to this quarantine stuff? Where I'm at, well, we're not really quarantined. The city hasn't shut down. But the thing is, only the essential places are open, like warehouses, gas stations. I don't know how in the hell the liquor store is one of them, but hey, you know, people gotta drink under stress. So right now, I'm just carving out the shape of how I want my brow. And when you do your brows, you want them to be, I'm not gonna say like twin sisters, but close enough. And once you lay the brow product down, you definitely want to blend. And the tool that you want to use to blend it with is this spoolie here. And now you have a perfectly full brow. Now I'm going to use this dark brown color. Oh, by the way, the color that I used for the back part of my brow was black brown. The color I'm using for the front of my brow is dark brown, so I can have that gradient effect. So right now I am blending my brow so it won't look so in your face. Yeah, like this whole coronavirus is just scary, man. I never thought that like I would live, you know, I would live to basically see The Walking Dead happen. But, you know, we're not going to get into the political stuff on my channel. Of course, I'm not going to leave them like this. So what I'm going to do now is carve my brow. Well, shape it rather. And the concealer I'm going to use is by NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop. I actually need some more, but this is like one of my favorite drugstore concealers, as well as the ColourPop concealer, which is really good. I'm putting it on the back of my hands. Yeah, you can tell like I'm pretty much basically out of it. There we go. But yeah, like the look that I'm going for today is very old school Hollywood glam. And what you want to do with the concealer is basically clean up your brows so they won't look so harsh and so uneven. There we go. Now you can already tell the difference. And do the same on the other side when you're carving your brow. So basically, you know, it can look neater. So now I'm going to get started on my eyes. Sometimes I start off with my eyeshadow first. and then I'll do my face last. But then it also depends on the look. If I'm doing something like really dramatic with glitter, then I'll do my eyes first, and then I do my face last. And when you put on your eyeshadow first, we'll swirl it, tap out the excess, and then when you get in your crease, just blend in windshield wiper motions. And trust me, this isn't an eyeshadow, this is a bronzer by Fenty Beauty in the color Mocha Mommy. I'm using this as a transition color, and then I'm gonna go back in with a darker brown color. There we go. And to really deepen my crease, I'm gonna go in with a darker color. And the color that I'm using is from the Jackie Aina palette in the color Credit. And you can see I hit pan on it. It's about time for me to get another one. Yeah, see, major difference. Alright, like I said in the beginning, I'm born and raised from Memphis, Tennessee. I've been into makeup since I was 16 years old. I didn't start doing makeup until I was maybe 19, and I was doing it as a side hustle. Alright, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do my liner. The type of liner that I'm doing is the usual typical wing liner. So here we go. And when you do your liner, you pretty much don't want to breathe. Not literally, but if you really want that liner, you have to be very still. Like, you don't notice nothing in the room still. And the liner that I'm using is by NYX. It's the Epic Ink liner, and you can get this at CVS. And voila, there you go. And with the wing liner, it's pretty much it's basically about the flick of the wrist. Alright, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. So basically what I did was I started off here, and then I just went across like that, and I stopped there. And when I was creating the wing, I started here and went down like so, and went in this direction here, went down this way. So basically when you make your wing, you want to make like a triangle, if that makes sense. Alright, so the wing liner's done. Now it's time to do the rest of the face. The brush that I'm using to apply with is this brush here. It's from a BH Cosmetics collection. But when you apply your foundation, you want to use a brush that's like this, or you want to use a beauty blender. I prefer a beauty blender because it's easier. But for right now, since I have this brush, that's what we're going to work with. And the foundation that I'm using is by Fenty Beauty in the color 420. And this is their Pro Filter Hydrating Foundation. And you can tell I'm pretty much out of this, basically. Alright. 2 pumps. Well, 3. I'm heavy-handed, so I recommend, honestly, just 2 pumps. And you're good to go, depending on the type of coverage that you want. So I'm going to go over like this. And as you put your foundation on, you want to buff it in. like I said before, I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. Home of barbecue, home of Elvis. I've lived here all my life. I went to school at Winchester Elementary, Sheffield Elementary, Sheffield Middle, a little bit of the high school, and I transferred to Mitchell. Reason why I moved around so much was because I got teased heavily, like so heavily to the point where I was pretty much suicidal. Because, well, basically, like now, kids and people in general can be so mean. Also, like, I'm putting foundation on my ear and as well as my neck, because the one thing that you don't want to do is put foundation on here and here, and you forget your ears and you forget your neck. Last thing that you want to do is, you know, walk around looking like you got on a mask. All right, I think we are blended to perfection. Like I was saying, I got picked on basically at every school that I went to. And the crazy part is, I didn't bother nobody. I didn't mess with nobody. I was to myself. And that was the reason why that they messed with me, because I was always to myself. So it took a minute for me to get to the point of like, now I really don't give a shit. Because one, I know I look good, and two, I know I look good. So it's kind of like, you know, you hating on me because I thank God that I was able to, you know, get out of that. And also, I encourage anyone that's, you know, been bullied, going through bullying, to, tell your parents, tell somebody that you trust. School system? Nah. Sucks. Because in most cases, bullying goes ignored. It goes like not even noticed, like, oh, it's just whatever. And then you want to know the reason why the kid is coming up to the school ready to blow up the doggone building. Oh, I'm highlighting now, and the color that I'm using is 400. It's 400 in the brand Fenty Beauty. As you can tell, I love Fenty Beauty. Alright, and the other concealer I just put on top is Golden Honey, and it's Can't Stop, Won't Stop. Now, if you go to a decent school, then yeah. But if you go to like a really crappy school, then parents, definitely. Alright, as I was saying, if you're being bullied, don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid to tell anyone. Because when you don't tell anyone, that's when like you set yourself up. I'm blending the concealer out, and also at the same time I'm cleaning up this area, well, this particular area of my eye where the liner is, the outer V. So now my face looks a little brighter. Now we're gonna go to a little bit of contouring. And the purpose of contouring is so your face can appear smaller. Since I have a large head, that's why I love contouring. And also, like, another thing too that I guess irks me is how people don't really take mental health seriously. Just because like it's not a physical disorder, people just look at like mental health as like just pray about it, you'll be okay. And a lot of times that's not the case, because if you could simply pray about it, then it'll just wash everything away. Alright, so what I like to do is I like to mix my contouring and my bronzing powder. So what I'm going to use for contouring is this color here, and it's by Black Radiance. This this contouring palette. And with contouring, you want to blend up. You'll have the appearance of a smaller face. you know, this will definitely work if, you know, if you've had too much to eat and you want to appear slimmer, you go into your class reunion, you're going to church, it's somebody that you're trying to, you know, stunt on. Also, another thing too, I don't really contour my nose, but I'm doing it today. There we go. So now, here comes the setting part. And I'm going to go back to my Fenty setting powder. There we go. The brush that I'm going to use is this big, beautiful powder brush. And this came from another BH Cosmetics collection. So what you want to do is, of course, tap off the excess. And instead of baking, just press in like that. Even though baking is good, it's not good at the same time. It's good if you want your makeup to last, but that is not good because at times baking can be drying, depending on your skin type. So now I'm setting everything in place. And you also want to clean up your contour. Use the same brush and just go under like so. Set around your mouth, then you're good to go. I'm gonna finish my eyes. I'm gonna go back into the Jackie Aina palette from ABH. Gonna put a little bit of shimmer in my inner corner. And the color that I want to use is this one, with this color here, and it's called Zam. Just to add a little bit of something in there. And there we go. Gonna go back in with Credit and smoke out my bottom lash line. Yes, do you see how sexy that looks? It's a very simple look, but just add a little pizzazz to it. So now, gonna dust off the powder. Blend in my contour a little bit more. And also when you contour, you want to follow the hollows of your cheeks, but you want to stop here. You don't want to go down to here because then it's going to look like you have a mustache. Alright, we are good to go. Spray a little bit of setting spray along the way. And my favorite setting spray is by Urban Decay All Night. Well, yeah, All Nighter. And this right here, I'm so glad I found out about it. Whew, because that stuff right there, if you want your makeup to last all night, good child, you couldn't tell me nothing, baby. All right, I'm patting the setting spray in using the same powder brush as before. It usually dries on its own, but I'm being impatient. And actually, this is a good trick to do too. All right, so now on to blush. So what I'm using for blush today is the Huda Beauty Nude Eyeshadow Palette. And the colors that I'm mixing are these two. This rosy, or this terracotta color here, and this pink color here. And when you put on blush, smile so you can find like the dimples in your cheeks. And just go back like that. Okay, there we go. And you can also go back in with your finger to really like blend the blush out if it's too intense. See? Nice little wash of color. Alright, here's the fun part for moi. Highlight time. So the highlight that I'm using today for my cheeks is the Morphe Babe in Paradise. And this is the collaboration that they did with Bretman. And the reason why I really love this palette is because it's multifaceted. It has different colors for every skin tone. So the colors that I'm using today are Chihu and Shady Bitch. We know somebody that's a shady one. Lord knows I do. I know too many, honey. But, you know, it is what it is. And when you do your highlight on your nose, just a little bit on the tip. And a little bit in this general area here. You don't necessarily have to do that. Just on the nose is fine. You get the same effect. But given the fact that I'm extra, that's what I'm doing. But if you're afraid to highlight, just do a little bit here and maybe like a little bit here. Because if you do it all the way down, it looks like a landing strip situation. I'm going to put a little bit here to really bring out that glow that the foundation is giving me. Alright, there we go. See that blend, baby. See that blend. My finger actually works better for me sometimes, better than the brush. So that's pretty much what I prefer using. So what I'm gonna do now is my lips. And the lipstick that I'm using is the Cranberry Stiletto Whip by Beauty Bakery. If y'all not on these doggone lipsticks, you better get on them. Because out of all of the liquid lipstick formulas that I've tested out, used, however you want to put it, this one's definitely the best. And I don't really use a lip liner because my lips are kind of full anyway. Which is one thing I'm lucky about. Nice, big, red, and juicy, baby. And the one cool thing that I really like about this brand here, it's a black-owned brand, and the owner, she's a cancer survivor, and I can actually relate to dealing with someone that has cancer because my mom passed away from cancer in 2009. So, you know, I definitely sympathize with that, and also it takes a lot of strength, definitely, to fight and to just overcome that, and just seeing her trying to fight and do what she has to do for my brother and me, it was definitely a hard lesson to learn, given the fact that at the time I was 18. Just watching her basically suffer, it was tough. And also dealing with the fact that I had a little brother to, you know, take care of and help her with, and it was a lot. All right. The lash that I'm using is by I Envy, and the glue is by the same company. The trick with the lashes is put them as close to the lash line as possible so you can have a nice seamless blend. And my method is, in regards to makeup, is all about how you blend. You can have on the crappiest brand ever, but if you know how to finesse it, you set. Alright, I'm about to put these bad boys on. First, let the glue dry, and then put the lash on. But put it as close to the lash line as possible. Like so. There we go. That is precision for your behind. You have your completely finished Hollywood Glam inspired look. You like it, you like it. Check out the glow, check out the glow. Yes. Well, thank you guys for joining me for my first tutorial. I hope you guys come back, subscribe, like, share, comment. Bye.